And we are back once again. It's the show. It's your boy KD the Wiz. Now with my boy.
What's happening, Wavy? What's good with it?
Blocked by SGA. Blocked by SGA. Blocked by SGA. And that fool had 4 blocks last night.
Yeah, hey, they hoop, man. Hey, one thing I'm gonna say about the game last night, and I've been saying it all playoffs. Who wanted more? SGA came out there on business, took advantage of every matchup. Jay
Mm-hmm.
Will came out. He's a
J-Dub.
dog. Jay
Man.
Will, welcome to the show. Jay Will, welcome
Welcome
to
to
the
the
show.
show.
You
Yes,
are live,
man.
young man. Yes, sir. And you know what? I think we've had Kobe and Shaq. We've had LeBron and D Wade. We've had Stephen Clay. We have SGA and Jay Will. We have that. Going,
Yeah, hey. They are
that's what we're
definitely a
going for.
dynamic duo for sure. Um,
Love to
J
see it.
Dub with the 40 ball, man.
I'm a fan.
Hey, and we've been counting him out a lot this series, like because it really wasn't his series. But
Yeah,
these last 3 games, he has been putting up some numbers, and just like this
he's
last one,
figuring it out.
oh yeah, for sure. And this last one, it was just eye opening. I think that really was his welcome out party
Yes, sir.
to like letting people know, all right, I'm the real threat right now.
No, for real.
Like don't forget, like I'm a threat too.
And he plays defense.
Man,
So, like,
6'6",
to
and
me, like, who's a better two in the league right now?
ooh, 2 guard. It's some out there. I'm drawing a blank on some right now, but
Yeah, well.
I got to come up with a list. I get you though. I
Okay,
got
we'll talk about that. But no,
yeah,
he's up there, man. Like,
but man, um, the game OKC won 120 and 109. Jay Will with the big game 40 ball. SGA with 31 and with 4 blocks, bruh. Salute to y'all both. Welcome to the show.
yes, sir.
It's your segment right now. Welcome to
Yes,
the show.
sir.
Man, I kid you not. They had an answer for every run.
In a
And they came
bag.
out with an avalanche, like I said they might. And like they started out, granted, they only got it up to 18 at one point, but the game was like within 11-point game.
Yeah.
This game came down to coaching and then like horrible turnovers and horrible
Horrible
mistakes.
turnovers.
That third quarter was abysmal. It was horrible until the last like 2 or 3 minutes for both teams. It looked real sloppy, and it was kind of hard to watch for moments.
Yeah.
And into that last like I want to say 2 or 3 minutes, we'll get the boy TJ McConnell. Man, salute to you because you should have played the fourth quarter because
Hooper.
this was some
Yeah.
it got nasty.
Yeah.
Um,
He needs to play more. He's got so much energy. And it's not like I don't feel like I ever see him really getting taken advantage of
yeah,
on
that and
matchups.
he can't. He's not a big minutes guy, but also the fact of that we'll get to Halliburton in a minute. But the fact that he didn't play nowhere near to his standard or anything like that, I think he should have been playing more in that moment.
Yeah. Nah,
Granted, I know
that's fair.
Halliburton is your star, and you always rely on your star because you at any given moment he can get it going. I
Yes, sir.
understand that, but if those first 3 quarters and that fourth quarter don't show you how atrocious that game was by him,
Yeah.
you got to play the other guys, especially your team where they can't game plan for. They can't sink in on 2 guys. They most of the times in multiple games they have guys in multiple double figures.
Yeah. I was gonna say, even with Halliburton's situation, like they were in the game without, he was just making the passes, but they were in the game. They were knocking down shots, they were playing defense. It just came down to maybe in the fourth quarter at some point. It was a really close game, maybe within six. They had about two or three bad turnovers in a row.
Yeah,
And that was where the separation began,
yeah.
So
But then
that's a good team.
in the bench by OKC came to play. Caruso only had 2 yesterday, which was
What?
surprising. But Wiggins and Wallace and Williams, hey, welcome to the show, man. I'm
Welcome
glad
to
you
the
guys finally
show.
decided to show up and do your part. Because we were questioning you for the last couple of games because there were moments where you guys looked pretty bad and only like Caruso was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Wiggins with 14, Case and Wallace with 17. Well, no, with 11, and then
Hey, that crowd was the Energizer Bunny last night.
Hey, they didn't sit down damn near the whole first half, bro.
Oh wow.
That's how you know it's a different atmosphere there.
We
Like,
gotta go, man. I'm
man,
gonna say it
yes,
every time.
we
We gotta
gotta
go
get tickets
officially.
there.
Official.
We gotta get tickets there because that game is gonna be. I don't care who they play because I feel like they're like that. No matter what the game is, no matter the situation, they are going to support the Thunder more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Let's jump to the second half because the first half was cool. I think the first quarter was really more turnover based by the Pacers than anything, but they didn't convert all those points into all the turnovers off into points.
Yeah.
Or it got to points where the game got real sloppy, and that beginning of the third quarter was a really sloppy game for both teams.
Yeah.
Very loose with the ball, very it got best way to put it, got dull. It got dull in the beginning of it, but the end of that third quarter where they really started chipping away at it, TJ McConnell, he showed up big, and man, did he came to play. Pascal Siakam had a great game, 28.
And
Turner
was in there too. Yeah, Turner. I wish he would have had. I wish he would have had a breakout game because they really needed it. And like this makes me question like what value does Turner have, because he's a great player. He's a great player, but if he's not scoring in the paint and he's not a big rebounder,
yeah,
you can find, you know what I'm saying? So you can get if they get a defensive minded center that's going to block a lot of shots and get rebounds and and then they'll give him lobs and he'll get his, putbacks. He can get 8 or 10 points a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but this is
it's
the
going to be
problem.
a question for next year.
There's not too many centers that can play that style of basketball.
Brooke Lopez, but I want him to go to the Lakers. Hey, I think he'll do better than what's going on here.
But the thing is, Turner fits their style of play because he can keep up with that pace and play that high intensity pace.
Okay.
But like an older guy like Brooke Lopez, it wouldn't work too well.
Yeah.
TJ McConnell with 18 off the bench. Obi Toppin had another good, solid game, 12 points off the bench. And Neesmith, man, don't guard SGA no more. Because you can't touch this man without getting a foul. And it's just like, no disrespect to him, but he's a good defender, but it's just not working for him.
He shouldn't start the game out on him. He shouldn't get them fouls. He should guard him. Obviously there's going to be switches. He should guard him there, and maybe don't guard him too much in the first two quarters. Second half,
the man caught a foul within the first 30 seconds of the game, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, it's not your night. you can't buy one. But the reffing it had some very questionable calls for sure. Really in the fourth quarter more than anything. I think one of the most questionable ones that I felt that was not a foul and that got called a foul was the jump ball between TJ McConnell and SGA. To be penalized for being in a shorter stature and not jumping as high as somebody else and just missing the ball, and for SGA to shoot fouls right off of that, it's crazy work and it's nasty work. That should have never been a foul. And for him to get a foul that way and go right to the free throw line, I didn't like that call. I thought that was a horrible call. I really did. And then there was so many blatant foul calls that didn't get called, and there were some fouls that should have been called more than others. It just looked really bad, especially for the Pacers side more than anything, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to be a crybaby when I'm watching a game, but yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing sometimes.
Yeah. No, so some of them fouls it looked really bad. And Nembhard, you had a terrible fourth quarter too, my boy. Either every shot you pretty much break or you're turning the ball over.
Yeah.
That was not a great fourth quarter at all by you.
But we've been seeing it. Their offense gets stagnant when their offense got flow. that's when they do their thing. But I definitely seen them getting stagnant last night. Then shot clock's getting long. Somebody got to throw it up. So
Yeah, they start chucking shots up, which is never a great move by them. I like when they get the flow of offense, like you said, and get good three shots and things like that. But Halliburton, bro, what happened?
yeah,
I know in the first quarter you went down and you went back to the locker room with the calf possibly strain injury. I get it. If you couldn't move or you couldn't do anything, I know it's the NBA Finals, and you feel like you got to gut it out and play. But at this point, bro, if you can't get out there and do nothing and produce or be anywhere effective like you can be, sit your ass down. It's
yeah,
I know it sounds like it's horrible to say, but you got to sit down, bro. Like
yeah.
if you're not effective and you're not doing anything, I don't care if they see you. I don't care if you see it as a threat, but if you can't get downhill like you normally can, what are you doing out there? This man was getting caught at half court and picking up the ball.
Yeah, he had a couple turnovers too, right?
Yeah, that's like elementary things. You should never pick up the ball right when you come across half court.
So maybe he felt like he couldn't cut.
I think he couldn't cut. I also think he started making bad decisions.
Yeah.
It got to a point where he couldn't beat certain guys that he normally beats off, like coming off the screen, high pick and roll screens.
It's gonna be the big
to the paint.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big headline for this next game. If he gonna play or not. But we're not gonna count Indiana out still.
Oh no,
they might play a little bit. They might play a little bit harder if
I'm
he's
real.
out.
I think Pacers win Game 6.
Yeah,
because they it's hard to beat the Pacers at home, as you can see.
And now this is desperation mode.
It's desperation. I think
they ain't been in this position all playoffs. So
I'm gonna be if OKC don't close it out in the next game, it's gonna be bad. I don't care how great the home crowd is, but you gotta win in Indiana. You have to.
All right, please, Game 7. Please, Game 7. Please, Game 7.
But man, there were a lot of like bad calls in the fourth, and just a lot of sloppy play from both teams, and it didn't help that the calls made it worse. What I thought was we saw SGA get a couple more free throw shots that he probably shouldn't have gotten. There were a lot of bad turnovers by the Pacers, like just mindless turnovers, picking the ball up, coming across half court, throwing the ball in the middle of the floor into passing lanes that should not be thrown. Making one-handed passes, not being aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
It just seemed like so lackadaisical and just like mindless things that should never happen.
Yeah.
It was just bad. That was the only time I said that was bad basketball to see from them. But what's such a high pace they play, man? You can't count them out. I'm not.
No. They're not out until they out, man. Until that third, what's it, the 10 seconds? Until that 10 seconds, then he ain't out in boxing.
Like, let's look at some of these box scores real quick, bro. I'm gonna be honest. The rebound's pretty even, 50-45 in favor of the Pacers. Both teams shot about close to 40%. Pacers shot 36% from the 3-point line, and OKC shot 46. But man, they played a pretty good game. But the biggest point of this all was turnovers. Pacers had 22, OKC had 11. And the points off turnovers, bro, OKC had 32.
Whoa, that's a lot.
To Indiana's 9.
20 is a lot. 32 is a lot, especially when Indiana ain't going tit for tat with them.
Yeah.
So what's the two keys for the next game for each team? What does Indy got to do to win, and what does OKC got to do to win?
Give the ball to J-Dub.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. Give the ball to J-Dub.
I ain't mad at that.
Just because SGA gonna have the ball in his hands most of the time, but J-Dub, they're gonna be more aware of you now, and now this is the time to really start shining and really just put a nail in the coffin.
And I think he figured it out.
Have a solid game.
I think he's gonna get a lot of drives.
Oh yeah,
a lot of layups.
If you just have a solid game, bro, you're good. You're in the books. Like this, go mark it up. You're good. But limited second chance shots for the Pacers for sure.
Okay.
And then you gotta force turnovers. You have to. That's what they did, and they scored off them a lot for OKC.
Yeah,
It's not too much you got to change, because if they just shoot the ball somewhat decent from the 3-point line, they're in it. They're in it. But
Caruso was in all them passing lanes.
For Indiana, Halliburton, if you're going to play, I don't want to hear no more bullshit excuse of the strain calf. I don't want to hear none of that shit. If you're on the floor, you're playing.
Hooping.
It's as simple as that. If you're on the floor, you better play, and you better play really aggressive. Get into the lane, get 2 feet into the lane, and find guys, get shots going for other guys, because this offense looks like shit without you.
Yes,
to be
sir.
completely honest.
He the engine.
You are the key piece to make everything work. So if you're not gonna go or you're not gonna play, sit it down, park it. I get it's the finals, and like this might be your only chance, but also again, if you're gonna do more detriment to your team, being on the floor and not being able to do anything, and throwing turnovers, don't step on the floor.
Hey, come off the bench.
And they've been having that argument about that, like having TJ McConnell start for him, which I think is a crazy thing to say.
I mean, I'm just saying for next game, if he ain't 100, but if he want to go, but he ain't 100, like, hey, let him come off the bench, let him get out there, feel that adrenaline, then come in the game. Maybe they'll spark something.
Yeah, I definitely think TJ McConnell needs to play more, especially like longer stints, if they want to have a better chance, because he has been effective with his minutes.
Hey, they should interchange him like every 2 or 3 minutes, every 4 minutes. They should just interchange him. If Hallie ain't got it going, if he ain't like either scoring or passing, interchange him, man, because McConnell is really good. When he comes in, he brings energy, he brings defense. All the 50-50 balls go his way. All of them.
They do. And also the second biggest thing, Miles Turner, I need you to have a tremendous game. You got to play like lights out, because if Halliburton is not going to be full strength, or he's going to get out there half-ass strength or half-ass, however you want to say it, you got to show up.
Miles Turner, pretend they kicked over your Titanic Legos. They smashed it to pieces. Get mad. But yeah, man, game 6, I'm gonna take Indy to win this game. I think they at the crib. I think that I don't know if Hallie playing, but this is a really good team regardless. I think they haven't had their backs on the wall like this all season. We're gonna see a really good team come out. What you got?
I got OKC, man. Game 6.
I don't blame you.
I need them to win. I'm hoping they win, but I can easily see this going 7. Easily. Yeah. I can easily see this going 7. I think OKC wins, and it's going to be by a controversial call. It's somewhere, and it's going to be a real controversial call. It's going to change all the momentum for this whole thing.
Okay.
But here's another episode of the show. It's your boy KD the Wiz.
Wavy, man. Can't wait to see this game.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all next time for Game 6.
Let's get it.